Morning, good afternoon, everyone. Apologies for the delayed start. So today we had to resolve some technicalities behind market color today. So quickly, as that has been resolved, we can start our market color, right? So apologies for the delayed start for the day. Back to the market color for the dollar index. In the morning, we stated that for the dollar index, we're expecting the downward movement of the dollar index. We're expecting it to sell off deeply on the monthly time frame, and on the weekly time frame, we also established that fact. All right, so looking at the hourly time frame, which is for the intraday, we say two things were going to happen. Either we see the dollar index retrace to this level here, somewhere around 50 and 61.8 level. I think that was on the 4-hour time frame. So that I will see price retrace back into this level. I will just see continuous sell to the downside. But the overall bias we left with was for a sell-off. We're expecting a clear sell-off on the dollar index to the downside. And then on GBP, USD, and Euro USD, we're expecting a buy. Right? We're expecting buys across board. But for Euro USD, we weren't comfortable taking a buy from where price is because for me personally, I had that notion that I would want to see price return to the downside before buying, okay? Because that would create some kind of safety net, knowing that you're entering a buy at a discount or at equilibrium of this whole range to the upside. So that led me not to having any entry above here. So I just wanted to get an entry around this level on Euro USD. I still have that objection here. Until price breaks this high, I would keep waiting for it here. So if I see price break and close above here, then I'll change my bias and look for a buy elsewhere. But till then, I'll be expecting a buy all the way to this, from this downside rather. I would expect to sell off here before I see a buy, okay? And then on the other side, which is on the dollar GBP USD side. So we got some good, interesting points to buy from on GBP USD. The first was somewhere around here, this fair value gap here. So price is something very interesting. It came to this fair value gap. This was the entry of the buy earlier today. So it came into this level here and then just tapped this fair value gap around here. The moment it tapped to the fair value gap, you saw the move back to the upside. You can see how it did that here on the 5 minutes time frame. So the fair value gap on the 5 minutes here, another one on the 15 minutes time frame. So this was what engineered the first round of buy on the dollar or GBP USD. Originally, I wanted it to get to this level here, but seeing that it's a fair value gap, it has tapped, and then considering the pip range, not even up to 20 pip. I mean, when I was looking for where to put the stop, it was not up to 20 pips around this level here. The moment it tapped here, it wasn't up to 20 pips. So I said, okay, this is fair enough to get an entry. So currently, price is at 1:1. Currently, if you measure that, you'd see this is almost around 1:1. So this is a fair trade for GBP USD. I mentioned in the morning that I was looking to get a buy on GBP USD from where price is. I just wanted to get a buy setup. So this was a buy setup we saw. Around here, I think price was around here when we mentioned that earlier today. So I was expecting a buy setup. I waited for an engulfing candle, it didn't show up. So I just waited for price to break above here and then give a return before buying. So we took the buy from the high of the day during the Asian session. So the buy was taken at the high of the Asian session, confluencing with this fair value gap right here. This is where we took our buy of GBP USD from. So GBP USD is a clear buy. We're expecting to ride it up all the way to price taking out this high. Once the price take out this high of last week. Okay, so this was the high of last week here. So I'm trading to see price take out the high of this week, of last week rather. I remember earlier I said that we're trying to minimize our expectations, seeing that volatility is reducing, liquidity is reducing in the market. So we're seeing lesser and lesser volumes moving into the week, because the year is rounding off and most institutions are going to be closing very soon. So we're just watching to see what's going to happen by the end of the day. Hopefully, price gets to take profit points maybe by tomorrow, because with what I'm seeing today, it might not get there soon. Also looking at fundamentals, we're expecting interest rate for the pound somewhere around Wednesday or Friday or Thursday. I think on Thursday, yeah. So this is interest rate for the pound and for the euro. For the pound, it's currently at 4. 4.00. There's a rumor of 25 basis points cut, right? So there's a rumor of a cut of interest rate by about 25 basis points, which will bring it to around 3.75, matching that of the US. So we're just watching to see what's going to happen in that to that effect. Then for the euro, interest rate on the Eurozone is around 2.15. Nothing much is expected, so it's most likely going to be flat. Those are like the two main news we're expecting. Then for the Japanese side of things, currently the interest rate is around 0.5%, and there's also a rumor of 25 basis points increase because since like 2 years ago they came out of last year, I think, yeah, they came out of negative interest rate and they've been marching on since then. So we expect that to continue moving on. So those are like the main news we're expecting this week. Interest rate from Japan, from the Eurozone, and from the GBP side. Then we also have CPI coming out this week for the US. We're not expecting that to like be a major move on the market because the market, they are not currently experiencing inflation in the economy. Usually when the economy is trying to battle inflation or when the government is trying to battle inflation, we have pressure on the CPI news releases. So for now, CPI is going to be just cold. We just see maybe market reaction of averaging around 40 pips or 30 pips across board. So that's not our main interest. We're just looking out for the interest rates on these three currencies that we've mentioned so far. Now back to the chart for GBP. I have this projection of price getting here before Thursday. And when it gets to this high before Thursday, we'll be out of the trade and we'll just watch to see what's going to happen. This is going to be like the last interest rates for the year. So we want to see how they're planning to close their year. This kind of things is good to just sit on the sidelines and watch, except you're scalping. If you're scalping, you are most likely safe and you are safe from all the movements of the markets as a reaction to the news, except that then you just stay out and watch. All right, so we're going to continue this analysis as we look at gold against the dollar quickly, and then we'll round off the analysis for the day.
All right, thank you very much, CG, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the market call about today by the Value Trading team. This afternoon, just a quick recap of precious metal. So today, expecting the precious metal to pull back, after which we've seen price retrace a bit from the 1 hour 30 all the way to the upside. So today now, right about now, we are expecting a pullback of the dollar, the precious metal, all the way to the downside from what we've been seeing on the 1 hour time frame. So this morning we have our markup that we were looking at, and that was when we saw our entry somewhere around this place to sell. Just waiting for price to print. When it is 1:2, we do that and we get out of the market just the way Celia has just explained to us what is currently ongoing in the market. All right, so that is it for the precious metal. Peradventure, you've not joined the sell. You may and may not. It's just a two-way buyer. Remember, this morning we said that this particular trade, it happened to be a low probability trade, so that is why we are not giving much more time to as a trade right now. Okay, so let's quickly move on to see what we have on the order, the yen basket and the other yen correlated. Yeah, so a quick one to Japan to see what is going on the yen basket. For the yen basket, remember we said today we expect more of a pullback before the buy. All right, and that is what we're waiting for. Looking at where price is currently, just will be explained this morning that is currently targeting the weekly order block. So we're expecting price to still pull back a little bit more, have this order block proper, and we begin to buy all the way to the upside. And knowing pretty well that even from the 4 hour perspective, we've not seen a clear market to shift outside. So this may just be more like a pick up, but let's wait until we see a proper market structure shift Yes, I know some will be like, on 1 hour, we already see, we've seen the market shift on 1 hour. Very true, but as price just tapped a little bit here, sometimes last week, Tuesday, so I'm still of the opinion we may still see the last leg of itself before the buy. And for GBP, JPY, you are going to observe that just as we said this morning, we are expecting today to be a buy day for the upside, but on the lower time frame where we uh, see our markup, which we are expecting price to come and take out this liquidity point, right? Price has not really tapped into that place. It just pulled a little bit back and began to push up again. Okay, and that is that on GPGPY. So I'm of the opinion now that price has just been heading somehow to the upside. If price did not come here before the end of the day, then you can just, delete your pending order. Of which, on the other hand, for Euro GPY price already price tapped our PY because we saw the same signature on the two pairs, all right, which was price taking out this level. So price took it out. All we are just waiting for is just for it to deliver and do it 1:4. All right, and then if you look at it even from the 1 hour perspective too, we've seen that we just want price to retrace to cover up all this void, all this sell-off here. We expect price to retrace a bit more, especially if it's going to buy all the way to this mid-Asian zone and this flip zone that we have here. So this is the level, and still of the opinion we are most likely going to see the Euro JPY trade into. Yes, that is it for me. And even on the 5 minute time frame. So just let's wait for it to complete its no, and we know that we're able to get that one. But for GBP, JPY price has not really gotten to that level. And for the precious metal, I'm still of the opinion that you remember today being a very quiet day. Price has just been ranging for the precious metal since month. You can see how what price has been doing so far so good. So I'm still of the opinion for this New York session, there's high tendency and high probability we see precious metal, pull all the way to the downside. And remember, if you are looking also to take that, just do your 1:2 or allow it to take out the Asian low somewhere here, which is almost 1:3, right? And that is going to be it for the precious metal and also for the other gain correlated. Yeah. If there's any question, I'm open to take a question. And if there is none, this is going to be the end of the market color brought to you by the Value Flow Trading team. So meet again tomorrow morning by 8:30 a.m. Make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. Once again, I'm Nick Cheers and God bless.